Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. So today I'm gonna be giving you part 5 of What If Naruto Was a Godly Mage. Remember to get this on the 300 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was Given a Second Chance and enjoy that guys. And also, later on I'm gonna be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Was Disowned by Everyone. So I hope you guys stay tuned and I hope you guys enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking about to all of you. So without further ado, what is we begin this new episode? Begin the intro. So the last time we left off, Kakashi had to stop Naruto from killing Tora the cat. As the cat scratched Naruto in his face and he was really pissed. Sakura went over, she picked up the cat, thinking that it was just hate Naruto alone. But the cat then started to scratch her as well, as they brought it back. As another D-rank mission complete. As Naruto was tired of all of these missions over and over again. D-ranks, painting houses, walking dogs, cleaning up the kennels at the Inosaka compound. As Sarutobi asks Kakashi what does he think, as Kakashi believed that you're ready for a higher rank mission. So Tazuna, they were to deliver him to the land of waves. As they went to go and pack, as Naruto met Hinata and her group on the way, as Naruto's team has become the top rookie team of the year with the most done D-rank missions. And he said his goodbyes as he packed, as they arrived, and with that the group headed off. As the Kyuubi contacted Naruto as they were walking, as she told him that she could sense two chakra signatures that she couldn't really tell what kind of level they were on because of the seal, but she could sense it in that puddle. As Naruto alerted the others, as Kakashi watched as perfect teamwork was shown, as Sakura went to protect Tazuna, as Naruto and Sasuke took on the foes, as Kakashi wanted to know what the hell was going on. After explaining and begging them to accompany him, the group talked amongst themselves, as Kakashi wanted to go back because this mission was not fit for Genins. But Naruto said that he's going ahead to help them. As Sasuke wanted to fight stronger shinobis, and Sasuke was going, so Sakura was going as well. As the group headed off, after exiting the boat, they came into a thick mist, where they came upon Zabuza, the demon of the mist. As Zabuza attacked them, Kakashi quickly removed his headband, showing his Sharingan eyes. He started a battle, but he was captured. As Naruto cursed, Sakura and Sasuke was totally useless in the situation because the both of them were scared of the killing intent. As Naruto used animate and animate the entire river, as water tentacles came out and started to attack Zabuza. As Naruto started to fire chains at him that grabbed his feet and threw him towards them, he was impaled through his body a lot. Bleeding heavily, Naruto created earth hands that came out of the ground and grabbed him and smashed him hard before smashing a fist right into him, as his body was sent sailing and crashing into a tree, as the two hurt hands started to go towards him to crush him. But suddenly, Naruto collapsed down to his knees, and his body just went limp as he collapsed over. A figure then appeared and took Zabuza away, as Kakashi quickly rushed over, as he didn't understand what the hell just happened. As he checked Naruto's pulse and didn't feel anything, his eyes went wide, as he couldn't understand, as the other three rushed over as well, as they couldn't believe it, as Naruto was getting rather cold, and Kakashi couldn't find a pulse. He was dead. So yeah guys, that was basically that's where we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So this will begin this new episode. The entire place was silent, as Kakashi, Sasuke, Sakura and Tazuna was looking down at Naruto. Kakashi checked his pulse a few times now and there was nothing. As Kakashi did not understand. Everything was just so jumbled and confusing at the moment. Sakura couldn't believe what just happened. One moment Naruto was attacking Zabuza and he was actually winning. And the next moment he just collapsed. And Kakashi couldn't find any pulse. Even Sasuke was confused, as Tazuna had a sad look on his face. This kid was the one that gave the team the boost for them to come along and help him with this mission, even though he lied about it. And now, suddenly, out of nowhere, all of them felt the temperature drop. And they felt pressure. This wasn't chakra. This was something else, just oozed out of Naruto's body. His entire body started to glow red. The ground started to crack underneath him. As all of them stepped back in shock, Kakashi-sensei, what's going on? Said Sakura. I don't know, said Kakashi. As the force started to pour out even more. Meanwhile, inside the mindscape, Yamato, calm down, said the Kyuubi. As Yamato, entire frame was covered in its red glow. And he was releasing a massive pressure. He's not dead, the Kyuubi called out. Yamato was too angry, he wasn't focusing. She could still feel that Naruto was not dead, even though he was in this state that showed like he was dead, but he was not. Yamato, she said as she tried to step forward. She did not understand. How could he have so much power? The reason being she could not even go close to him. He was in the mindscape, but yet still the power that he's showing off in here was stopping her from getting close as she was confused. But she steeled herself as she moved forward. Her tails then extended out before thrusting towards him. They tried to grab him, but the force kept on blowing everything back. Outside wasn't much better either, as the fuel of power coursing through Naruto's veins and triggered by Yamato's rage, it was making the entire place tremor and shake. As Kakashi and the others had to jump away from him, the Kyuubi forced herself over there. She could not use as much yokai as possible in here, because he was inside Naruto's body and she did not want to hurt him by channeling so much power and going up against the seal, although she knew that it would block her. So she had to find a way to stop him. As she went down on all fours, her dress started to tear and rip as her body started to get large and larger and larger and larger, until she stood in her full height with her 9 dangerous tails dancing behind her as she took a mighty leap and crashed down where Yamato was. She pinned him down to the ground as the ground was being blown apart underneath him, as the entire mindscape was now shaking because Yamato was triggering the power inside Naruto's body and it was going crazy. Yamato, she screamed out his name with great force, shaking the mindscape of her own. It was then that Yamato seemed to snap out of it. He's not dead, calm down, you idiot. Why? Why isn't he here? Said Yamato. He's in a death-like state. That is why he's not here, so calm down. I felt it. Something hit him right in the neck. Right as he was facing off against Zabuza, that other ninja that came. I believe they were responsible for what happened to him. So how do we wake him? Yamato asked. The pressure points on his neck are currently punctured, forcing him into this state. We need to get rid of those needles, whatever she hit him with inside. Use a duplicated spell like how he's asleep right now. We can control his body because his subconscious is currently out. We did it the last time. You think it would be enough to use a spell? Said Yamato. The last time, we just took over and make him speak. Well, we will have to try, said the Kyuubi, as Yamato floated over to her head and sat down. Before the both of them connected to Naruto's body, as he could feel all the eras, everything around him, but they could not see anything through his eyes. They were focused and they had their senses stretched out as they could sense the ninjas nearby, his team. Alright? Duplicate, said Yamato. It was then that Naruto's body started to shimmer out in the real world, as a shimmer of light and then a copy of Naruto appeared. What the hell? Said Sakura. Sasuke narrowed his eyes and he wondered what the hell is going on. Naruto? As the copy turned towards Kakashi. I am not Naruto. Listen to me. He got hurt. He was hit by some needles in his neck that hit his puncture points. That is the reason why he's in this state right now. You need to remove him to wake him up. Now hurry up and do it. Wait, who are you? Sasuke asks. As the clone turned towards Sasuke, before simply shimmering away and not saying anything. Back inside the mindscape, we did it, said Yamato, as he was very happy. As the Kyuubi simply went down, before her body started to shrink. As Yamato stood there, wanting to get a peep, but her clothes instantly came over her body before anything, as he cursed. You think I was going to let you see me naked in that form? She asked. Well, yeah, Yamato said. She sighed. I'm glad that you care though, she said. What do you mean? Yamato asked. Well, that anger, that rage you felt when he got injured, it was because of him. He's so precious to you, and I'm glad, she said. What are you talking about? Said Yamato. I just wanted to make sure that the kid was okay. It's not like I'm crying or anything. Well, if I hadn't stopped you, who knows what would have happened? Well, I guess I kinda lost my shit there, said Yamato. Sorry if I scared you. Scared me? Why would I be scared of something as small and pathetic like you? Come on, said Yamato, you don't have to do me like that. As she simply smiled at him. Back outside in the real world, Kakashi checked near the neck, and with his Sharingan, as he had to look very closely to see it, the clone was right. As he went into his pouch and pulled out a med kit, as it was a small needle inside, which he used to grab the other needle with two other needles and remove it. The moment he released the two of them, Naruto's chest went up and down as he released a breath. As Kakashi released a sigh of relief, thank God, he thought. As Kakashi remembered, flashback, before Minato went off to fight the Nine Tails, Kakashi had seen him. What are you gonna do, Minato-sensei? Asked Kakashi. What I need to, said Minato. What's that supposed to mean? Kakashi asks. Kakashi, I want you to look after Naruto for me. Just make sure that he doesn't get himself in any trouble, and that he's okay. Why would I have to do that? He will have you, said Kakashi. As Minato smiled at him. You don't know if you're coming back, do you? Minato didn't say anything as he looked forward. It's my duty as a Hokage to protect the village, and I will not let it get destroyed. Just know, Kakashi, I'll always be proud of you. Having you as one of my genins was a wonderful experience in my life, said Minato. I have to go now, he said. And with that he vanished, leaving Kakashi alone. As Kakashi hung down his head, was he going to lose someone else? He already lost Obito, Ren. Was he going to lose his sensei as well? End of a flashback. Kakashi picked up Naruto as he placed him over his shoulder. Tazuna, mind showing us the way, he said. Yes, of course, Tazuna said. Follow me. And with that the group headed off. Time skip, there was a knock on the door. Who is it? It's me, Tsunami, let me in. Father? As you could hear the locks being pulled, as the door slowly cracked open. Father, Tsunami said. She opened the door, as she quickly hugged her father. I'm glad that you're alright, she said. Well, for that you need to thank these Konoha shinobis here. As she looked behind him. Thank you all, she said, for protecting my father. Kakashi merely eye-smiled at her, as Sakura smiled, as Sasuke, Is he okay? Tsunami asked. He's fine, he just needs to get some rest. Come with me. I'll leave you a place to put him, she said. And with that, Naruto was taken to one of the upstairs room. Time skip. Naruto slowly opened his eyes as he was on a bed. As he wondered what the hell happened, the last thing he remembered was fighting Zabuza. As he turned to his left, he noticed right here, as he groaned a bit, the person simply moved and shifted, signifying that they were up. Naruto-kun. As the Kyuubi rolled over with a smile on their face, Kyuubi-chan, Naruto said. Are you okay? She asked. Yeah, I'm fine, he said. Wait, am I in the mindscape? Yes, you are, she said. Are you okay? Yeah. What happened though? You don't remember? Well, the last thing I remember was fighting that Zabuza guy. And then, I'm here. Well, you got hit by these needles in your pressure points, stopping you from coming here put you into a state of death. You weren't able to visit here, so we couldn't talk in the meanwhile. Oh, so where am I now? Naruto asked outside. They brought you to the bridge builder's house. Zabuza and that person that he was with, the both of them headed off, so everything is fine right now. So, what happened after that? Said Naruto. Well, after you got put down, Yamato kind of lost his shit, said the Kyuubi. Really? Said Naruto, as she just smiled. You know, despite the both of you bickering, he really does love you, and he cares about you a lot, and want to make sure that you're okay. Yeah, I know, said Naruto as he lied back down in the bed. As she smiled, I pumped my yokai through your system to make sure that you'll be able to walk after this. What do you mean walk after this? Well, after being put in a state like that, you were supposed to be paralyzed for a couple of hours. But you're okay, she said. Thank you, said Naruto, as she smiled at him. By the way, where is he? Naruto asked, as he looked around for Yamato. Well, the weird thing is, after we got you back, he just suddenly went off, saying that he has something important to do. And I haven't seen him since. He's probably celebrating that you're back, she said, a smile on her face. Huh. If I know him, he's up to something. Every time that he go away, he's always up to something devious. And you would be exactly right, said a voice. Suddenly, the door was kicked in, as the Kyuubi glared over. But how the hell did Yamato kick her? Suddenly, someone stepped into the room. Surprising the two of them. He had long, white hair that reached down into his back. He was wearing a shirt, and he was quite muscular. He looked to be in his early 20s. As Naruto was surprised who the hell was this person, because the man literally had a 10-pack going down, not even a 6, a 10-pack, as he was wearing black pants that went down. And he also had a scar, an X on his cheek. The Kyuubi was surprised because he was quite handsome. She shook her head as she felt it. Yamato? As Naruto looked at her, as he felt it as well. It was Yamato, but what the hell happened? Naruto asked, as Yamato stepped forward. He looked at the both of them before rushing over as he grabbed Naruto by the shirt, as he threw Naruto outside. Naruto hit the ground a thud as he picked up himself, as Yamato stepped outside. Huh, sleeping with my lady, are you? Said Yamato. What the hell are you talking about? Said Naruto. And how do you look like that? Finally, said Yamato, I now have a body where I can take my revenge on you for all the shit that you've done to me, treating me like a book. Well, you were a book, said Naruto. Yamato jumped towards him and tried to punch him, but Naruto got up as chains shooted out from the ground and grabbed onto Yamato before pulling him down a thud. It seems like you've forgotten something. This is my mind. You can't hurt me here, said Naruto. Yamato simply chuckled before the chains broke off of him, as Naruto was a bit surprised of that. Yamato jumped up as he rushed towards Naruto in incredible speed. Naruto had to duck under the punch. Yamato twisted his body and smashed his foot into Naruto's stomach, kicking Naruto away, as Naruto then skidded off the ground before flipping back and landing right on his legs. A blade then came in Yamato's hand as he dashed forward. Naruto manifested a blade as well as he leaped forward as they clashed together, as a ripple was released in the mindscape. Yamato smirked as he grabbed Naruto's shirt and pulled him, yanking the blade away from him and throwing him right towards the house, as Naruto crashed right into the Kyuubi's house, breaking through the front door and smashing through the back. As Yamato smirked as he stepped forward with an arrogant look on his face. It was then that Naruto got back to his feet and flipped on top of the house. Huh, so you want to test me then, said Naruto, as the top of the house started to break with pure pressure. As he leaped off of it, Yamato leaped forward, but before the two of them could hit each other, two tails grabbed them and smashed them violently down into the ground. I don't know what the hell you two think you're doing, but destroying my house. As the both of them froze, looking behind them to see a really pissed off Kyuubi as her claws were extended. Yamato blinked twice before reverting back into a book and escaping out of a tail, as he then turned back into a human. You can't hold me anymore, he said. One of her tails then came from the ground and smashed him right into the ground, as she dragged the both of them towards her. So, I believe you two should be saying I'm sorry. We're deeply sorry, said Naruto. I'll fix it back, he said. Just look, as he looked over to the house and closed his eyes. Time seemed to be reversing on the house, As ever, these short sections start to be reversed back to normal. The Kyuubi then dropped them. Ah, she said. My perfect little hut, she said. She walked over. As they saw it drop. As the both of them shook their heads. So, Yamato, she said after checking her house. How the hell do you look like that? Well, I got the idea from you. To think of it, I never actually tried to change myself in here. I can't do it out there, but when I'm in here, it's a manifestation of his mind. And from what I did, by creating a clone from connecting to his mind, I realized that I have great control in here. So from that, it was really easy to do, changing myself into this perfect figure. I can't believe I didn't think of this. Well, I did, said the Kyuubi. What? Said Yamato. You know that I could do this all along? Of course I did, she said. And why didn't you tell me, he asked. Why should I? You're annoying. And know that you have this body, you're gonna become 10 times more annoying. Yamato sighed, but a smirk came on his face. I suppose you're right, because now that I have this body. He reached to his pants and pulled it down. I have a big ass. But before he could say anything else, a big baseball bat smashed right into him and sent him sailing away. We didn't need to see that, said Naruto, as he looked at the Kyuubi to see red marks on her cheeks. As Naruto snapped his finger in front of her face. Oh, Naruto-kun, she said, what is it? As Naruto sighed, remember, I can hear exactly what the both of you are talking about in here, and what you're doing. What are you implying, Naruto-kun, she said. Do you really think I'll be so low and let Yamato take advantage of me? Well, judging from your face expression a minute ago, I wouldn't say no, said Naruto. Huh, how little you think of me, Naruto-kun. I'm truly disappointed, she said. Well, given the way you were just staring, I can't outrule it, Naruto said. She shook her head. Come on, Naruto-kun, you know I won't do anything like that. She then looked up. It seems like you're waking up. You need to go, she said. Why are you rushing me like that, Naruto asked. Oh, no reason. I just want to stop talking about this. So you're rushing me out because you want to stop. Naruto couldn't get finish his sentence as he vanished. I forgot I could do that, she said. As Yamato came crawling back. That bastard, he said. Wait till I get my hands on him. As he looked at the Kyuubi. So, like the new bod, he asked. Of course not, she said. Come on, you don't have to be like that, said Yamato. I designed this to be at top of physique. And a lot of women are attracted to this. Well, when you think about it, I'm no ordinary woman, she said. Oh yeah, said Yamato. Well then, as he closed his eyes, as he started to grow in size, before he grew taller and taller. The Kyuubi stared at him blankly. Do you think I'm attracted to that just because I'm a fox, she asked. Because standing in front of her now was a large black fox with 9 tails flowing behind him. Come on, Kyuubi-chan, said Yamato. Give me a chance. She walked in their house and shut her door. As Yamato sighed, as he returned back to normal in his human form. I'll just make her jealous, he thought. Now how to do that? I wonder. Meanwhile, Naruto slowly opened his eyes. As he looked around, he was lying on a futon. No one was in the room with him. It was him alone. As he reached over to his neck, he didn't feel any pain. As he had to thank the Kyuubi mentally in his mind. As he quickly got to his feet. As he really needed to use the bathroom, he quickly rushed out of the room that he was in. As he looked around, he tried to find where the bathroom was. As he saw a room to his left and quickly burst inside. But that was not the bathroom. That was actually the room that Sakura was in. As he came to a shock, because inside, Sakura was just putting on her shirt. As she was completely naked at the top. As she froze, not knowing what to do in the situation. The rage hasn't taken over yet, as Naruto was just there standing. Before a blank look came on his face. Don't scream, he said. There's nothing to really scream about. It isn't like there's anything there. A look of pure rage came on Sakura's face as she looked for anything that was near to her. As she started to throw them after Naruto. As Naruto dodged as he was backing towards the door. As he quickly rushed outside and peeped his head in back. I mean, there's nothing there, he said. As he had to pull away his head as the next object smashed right where his head was. As he chuckled to himself. He then remembered that he still had to pee. As he quickly rushed around looking for the bathroom. but he was going to make Teddy search every room. As he quickly opened the window and jumped outside, as he went over to a nearby bush. Finally, he said. As he then went over to a nearby stream to wash his hand, seeing that they were near a dock. As Naruto came back around the other side, as he saw Kakashi coming out of the house. Naruto, he said, I was looking for you. I heard Sakura screaming and I went to check. What happened? She won't tell me, but she just called your name. Well, she was cursing it. Well, I kind of walked in on her changing. Kakashi sighed. And did you say something to insult her? He asked. What? I wouldn't, Naruto said. Naruto, come on. Yeah, kind of, Naruto said. Now I see why she's mad at you, said Kakashi. Well, she is flat, Naruto said. As Kakashi sighed and shook his head. You okay? He asked. Well, yeah, Naruto said. I guess I'm not feeling the drawback of nearly being killed. Well, I was in a death-like state. But I'm okay now. Naruto, were you conscious any time? Asked Kakashi. No, said Naruto. Well, we got the information from a clone created by you that needles were in your neck. I had to look very closely to my Sharingan to see them. It seems that the person that hit you had a great study of the human body. Yeah, it seems that way, said Naruto. And it was most likely Yamato that you spoke to. Yamato? You mean that book that you alone can talk to? As Kakashi gave him that weird look as everyone else that he told. Well, not a lot of people. As Naruto sighed, he can't talk. It's just because you guys can't hear him. I believe you. You do? Well, you didn't sound like you believed me at first when I told you about them. I didn't say anything, said Kakashi. That's my point. People usually think I'm crazy, said Naruto, so they didn't really say anything. Or even look at me when I spoke about Yamato. So, he's able to control your body when you're unconscious. Yeah, said Naruto. But don't worry, he's a good guy. And he helps me a lot. I must say, Naruto, I'm quite surprised by your recent performance against Zabuza. Not only were you able to bring him down, if it wasn't for the interruption, you would have actually stopped him. Yeah. I guess I'm just different from everyone else, said Naruto. As Kakashi nodded. You know, I never asked. How long has it been? Oh, it's just been a couple of hours, said Kakashi. Zabuza is not dead, Kakashi said. We have to get to that really quickly, because he will be coming back soon. Well, from the injuries that you give him, it will take some time for him to heal up back. But once he does, and this unknown shinobi comes as well, we will have to come up with a sound strategy. Yeah, I know, said Naruto, because we don't even know what this ninja is capable of. Naruto, I must ask you something. How were you able to stand underwater? Huh? Well, you have to have chakra to stick to, well, different surfaces. So I'm asking you, how did you stand underwater? Like how you don't have any chakra, asked Kakashi. Oh, I have this spell. It's called Repel. It's always active and it's quite easy. It doesn't really draw upon enough mana. I can walk on any surfaces, said Naruto, as he started to walk upside the house. Huh. Well, it seems I don't have to worry about teaching you tree climbing. Tree climbing? Yes, something just like that spell that you just used. But it mostly focuses on chakra. I'll be training you guys for the remaining time period that we're here. But come to think of it, Naruto, I don't really know what to teach you. Because your powers are just different from anyone else. Well, you can just focus on my taijutsu. I'm quite efficient in that. And help me with my speed and my strength. After all, you must know one of the Jonin senseis, right? His name is Guy. Yes, I do know Guy. Well, when I first found out that I didn't have any chakra, I started training with Guy and his protege Lee from an early age. And they're always pestering me to wear that awful goddamn jumpsuit of theirs. But I never did. As Kakashi sighed, well, Guy is my so-claimed eternal rival. You're his eternal rival, said Naruto. As Kakashi nodded. He always talk about you but he never say your name. He always just said his eternal rival. And he's gonna check and see if his eternal rival want to spar. Huh, I'm quite surprised. I mean, given your attitude and given Guy's attitude. I mean, I'm really surprised. Well, he's a handful, but he sure is strong. Yeah, said Naruto. I've been learning from him ever since I was 5 years old. Really? That long? Flashback. As sad Naruto walked out in the forest. As he couldn't believe it. He was currently 5 years old now. He thought that by some time he will manifest chakra or something, like the others, but no he didn't. As Uncle told him about the difficult life of a shinobi, and he realized if he didn't have any chakra he would simply get killed out there. So what's the point? As he had a sad look on his face as he made his way through the forest, he then heard something. As he went over there to check, it was then he saw a little boy as he was kicking a tree. And he was kicking the tree and kicking the tree over and over and over and over. Hey there, Naruto said. What are you doing? As the boy didn't stop. Huh? Oh, I'm practicing, the boy said. I must complete 1,000 kicks, and if I can't do that, I will do 2,000 punches. As Naruto's sweat dropped, you okay? Of course I am. My spring flower of youth is starting to bloom and it's going to burst inside me very soon. So, I will continue my workout. Oh, who are you? The boy asks. Oh, hi there. I'm Naruto Uzumaki. And who are you? The name is Rock Lee. It's a pleasure to meet you, Lee said, as Naruto walked over and shook hands with Lee. Yeah, pleasure. So, what are you doing this for? I mean, can't you just enhance your body with chakra or something like that? Lee got a sad look on his face. Well, I can't use chakra. Really? As Naruto was surprised by that. You can't? Yes. As Lee looked very sad. Hey, don't be sad, Naruto said. I can't either. What? Lee was surprised by that. So you're just like me? Yeah, it seems that way, said Naruto. So, is this gonna make you strong? Of course it is! As Naruto then saw someone flip and landed beside them. Guy Sensei, Lee said, a proud smile on his face. Lee, have you been slacking off? Guy asked. Of course not. I was just talking to my youthful friend right here. It seems that he doesn't have chakra like us, Guy Sensei. Would you mind if he participated in our workout? As Guy looked over at Naruto, he knew exactly who he was and what was inside of him. May I have your name? He asked, acting like he didn't know. Oh, hello there. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. Hello there. Put it there, Guy said, as both him and Naruto shake hands. A flimsy handshake, but that can do, Guy said. I promise you, Naruto, I will train you so your springful youth can start to bloom from today. And I will make sure that your youth of fire just keep on growing and growing until it blooms into a massive tree that towers over all. What? Naruto said, as Lee smiled at him. End of the flashback. As Naruto and Kakashi's sweat dropped. Yeah, they both are a handful, said Naruto. And I've been training with them ever since. Until he graduated before me. And he went on a team with his friend Tenten and that bastard Neji. The way you speak of him, you don't like him very much. I hate the guy, Naruto said. He's always acting so noble, like he's better than everyone else. And every time he sees Hinata, he look down on her. Hinata, said Kakashi. Yeah, she's my best friend. Has been for a long time now. But Neji always looked down on her, like she was nothing, and nothing to compare to him. But one day she's gonna prove him wrong and show him that she's very much powerful than him. Because with hard work, you can get through anything, Naruto said. As Kakashi just smiled at Naruto, I smiled. Well, if you have been training with Guy and Lee so long, I will have to test your taijutsu. Well, you can do that while you're teaching the others tree climbing. As Kakashi nodded. Time skip. What? Said Sasuke and Sakura. But Sensei, we already know how to climb a tree, said Sakura. Not like that, Mrs. Flat, said Naruto. Sakura looked around as she saw a rock as she picked it up and threw it at Naruto, as Naruto jumped out of the way. Hey, what the hell is wrong with you? That could hit me in my head. Good, she said. That's for being a pervert. How the hell am I a pervert? I was looking for a bathroom, and I walked in, and you made eye contact with me for a very long while. It's not like you just jump away. Did you want me to look at you? And besides, there was nothing there to see. I mean, you're just like a boy. Sakura started seething in anger. What's going on? Said Sasuke, as he wanted to get back to whatever Kakashi was saying. Well, I walked in on Sakura putting on her shirt today. And you see, well, she's kind of flat. Don't listen to him, Sasuke, Kanji said. Naruto Baka just doesn't know what he's talking about. But Sasuke can see it for himself. I mean, look at her chest, Sasuke. Sasuke simply snorted. Kakashi, he said, what were you talking about? It's Kakashi-sensei, said Kakashi. As Sasuke didn't say anything. Alright, I mean like this. As Kakashi walked over and walked up the tree, surprising the two of them, he then pulled out two kunai as he went upside down. As he threw the kunai at their feet, he then flipped off the tree and landed. Use too much chakra and you will get blasted away. Use too little and you will slip off. You have to find the right amount of balance in the center for you to be able to walk up the surface. Use those kunais to mark your progress, he said. Now, begin. As Sasuke picked up the kunai, he will do this quickly and pass this and get something else to learn. Sakura picked up the kunai as she wondered if she can do this, but she will have to give it a try. What about the dope? Sasuke asked as he saw that Naruto wasn't doing anything. Well, Naruto said. As he walked over to the tree, his spell repel still activated as he simply walked up it and flipped off the branch. I already know to do that. I guess you're lacking behind, Uchiha, he said. Sasuke glared at him before Naruto simply walked off. I'll be back to check your progress, he said as he went off with Naruto. Moments later, the both of them are out in a clearing. So, all taijutsu, said Kakashi. I don't really know what to teach you with your spells. Well, you can't really, said Naruto. Don't worry, I can do that on my own. I just need to help me fix up my fighting style and make me much faster. You can help me with that, right? Of course I can. So, just straight taijutsu, said Kakashi. Let's see what you're capable of. Come at me. As Kakashi stood there as he put away his book, the last time him and Naruto fight, Naruto was using his ability, and he wasn't really facing Naruto hand-to-hand combat, but he found out that day that Naruto is incredibly strong for someone his age. Naruto rushed towards him and thrust a fist towards Kakashi. Kakashi was about to grab it when Naruto simply twisted his body around. Kakashi was surprised at that as he went to kick Naruto, but Naruto jumped high, surprising Kakashi as he brought down a left foot right towards Kakashi's head. Kakashi spun as he grabbed Naruto's leg and flipped him around his shoulder as he sent Naruto sailing towards a tree. Naruto tilted his body as he stepped right in the center of a tree and pushed off of it, breaking it. He flipped over to Kakashi and swung a right foot as the both of them started to engage each other in taijutsu. Moments later, Naruto was standing a distance away from Kakashi as he was huffing and sweating as well. Even Kakashi had sweat on his brow. As he was surprised, no, he was amazed. It seems like Guy actually taught Naruto a lot. And combined with Naruto's speed and strength, he was able to hold his own. But Kakashi wasn't really going all out. But still, Naruto was impressive. I must say I'm surprised. It seems like you were holding back that day when we did the bell test, only using abilities, and you weren't using this kind of taijutsu and speed and strength on me. Well, you have to keep some things for yourself, Naruto said. You can't let everyone know your secret. I guess you're right, he said. Well then, we'll pick this back up tomorrow. Let's go. Time skip. The next day, Naruto was out in the clearing alone after another training session with Kakashi as they got here pretty early. So, Naruto was just lying there now as Kakashi went to check on Sakura and Sasuke. As Naruto lay there, he was tired. The cool breeze was blowing all over and he felt like he was going to sleep. Moments later, Haku walked out in the clearing as Haku had a basket along with some herbs inside of it already. Haku has been picking some herbs outside of this clearing, but there was a lot of them in here. It was then that Haku noticed that boy. It was a boy that she hit with her senbon needles before he could kill Zabuza-sama. The reason she needed these herbs was to make sure that Zabuza-sama get healed. And that boy is going to be a great hindrance in Zabuza-sama's plan. She has to do something about him. Zabuza was always telling her that she was weak, unable to do the job that was necessary. And know that this boy was right here in front of her. If she killed him, it will make Zabuza's life a lot much better. But can she do this? Can she really just cut him down like it's nothing? She stepped forward as she looked at him. As she reached down, she could simply strangle him right now and end his life. As she reached towards his neck, but then she shook his shoulder. You can't sleep out here, she said. You'll catch a cold. As Naruto slowly opened his eyes, he blinked twice. As Haku looked at him with that sweet smile. Sorry, he said, for staring. Oh, it's okay, Haku said. Are you alright? as Haku looked around to see the damage clearing. Yeah, I'm fine. Well, you can't sleep right here. You'll catch a cold. And besides, there's a lot of bad people around these parts. They will try to hurt you if you stay out here sleeping like this. Don't worry, Naruto said. I can handle myself. But I'm surprised a beautiful young lady like you is out here all alone. As Haku looked at him. You think I'm beautiful? Of course, Naruto said. I mean, just look at you. Thank you, Haku said. Well, one of my precious people got injured. And I have to make sure that he's okay. So I'm picking these herbs to help him heal faster. Oh, I hope he's alright, said Naruto. Don't worry. After I get these herbs to him, he will be fine. You want me to help you, Naruto said. Sure, she said. Do you know about herbs? Well, not really. Well, just leave that to me. But we can talk while I do it. Oh, okay. So you're a ninja? Yeah, Naruto said. I can tell from your headband and the clothing that you wear. And also from this field. You were practicing, weren't you? Yeah, said Naruto. You need to get strong after all. Do you have someone to protect? Yeah, a lot of people. Someone precious to you, Haku asked. Precious to me? Yeah, of course I do. A lot. A lot of people are precious to me. A lot who I cherish and care about. Then, you will become strong. Huh? Said Naruto. That is a way for you to gain strength. When you have someone out there to protect. Someone who is precious to you. Someone that you would risk your life for any day of the time. That is when you pass all limits and become stronger. As Naruto looked at her, I suppose you're right. Because when someone is out there for you to protect, there is nothing that is stopping you from becoming stronger and protecting them. Yes, Haku said, exactly. And from the way you talk, I can tell that you will become strong and protect this person no matter what. Of course I will, said Naruto. As Haku smiled. Well, thank you for talking to me, Haku said. I got what I needed. It was a pleasure to meet you. Oh, you don't have to thank me, Naruto said. It's my pleasure to help a beautiful girl like you. Oh, by the way, I'm a boy. Huh. And I'm Sasuke, Naruto said. Huh? Said Haku confused. You're lying. Why, Naruto asked. Haku did not notice but Naruto's ears were glowing. Ah, dull red. As he could hear her heart beat from here. And when she said that it sped up, she was lying. Let me guess, Naruto said. Judging by the way this place is stated, it's really bad to be a girl here. Because they mostly take advantage of young girls right here. Yes, Haku said. So it's better if I be a boy. So they won't mess with me, Haku said. Well, you should be careful. There's a man going around, his name is Zabuza. And he's with another ninja. They are going around killing innocent people. Haku narrowed her eyes. Really? And who told you that? Oh, I saw him. He slaughtered a bunch of innocent people in the hidden wave. For no reason. Just because he was angry. And this person with him, she was a killer. She killed them with her senbon needles, sticking them into her opponent's neck. Well, Zabuza should be taken care of right now. My team recently found his location. And they went to assassinate him. And trust me, he won't be getting away. A scared look came on Haku's face, but it quickly vanished. Well, thank you for the advice. I must go now, and she turned to walk away. Thank you, Kyuubi, said Naruto. I told you it was her, said Kyuubi. Yeah, said Yamato. I didn't get a good glimpse at her. I'm sorry, Haku, but I can't allow you to leave, Naruto said. As Haku turned towards him. So you know. Of course I do. Well, then you have to understand why I have to kill you now. Because if your team is really after Zabuza-sama, I can waste no time. Haku rushed towards him, going through handstand and a flip, as her hand barely touched the ground. As she jumped away from him, the next thing Naruto knew, ice quickly burst from the ground and surrounded his body, froze his lower half. As he started to tremble because of the cold. What the hell? I'm sorry, but I don't have time to waste. And I can't allow you to break out of that and interfere. I must. Haku reached for some senbon needles. No, I have to go and protect Zabuza-sama. Meanwhile that was going on, Yamato suddenly froze. As he remembers something that he's, well, never seen before that quite surprised him. It was a baby Naruto. There was a woman in front of him. Her hands were glowing green. Suddenly, a red glow came over near the hands, and then near the hands started to glow green. Yamato, are you okay? The Kyuubi asked. Yeah, I'm fine, he said. What was that? What are you talking about? She said. Outside in the real world, near the hands started to glow red. As he placed hand on the ice, confused. What was going on? He didn't activate any spells. The ice quickly melted in seconds. I can't let you leave, he says. He stretched out his hand towards Haku. But suddenly a volley of ice spikes came out of it, sailing towards her. Haku had to quickly jump away. As Naruto looked at his hands. But how? Haku said. How do you have that ability? Who are you? Haku asked. As Naruto narrowed his eyes at his hands, as he was confused as hell. But guys, it'll be in this episode right here. If you want the next part of this, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, turn bell notifications to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends and social media platform. But for now, I'm out of here. See you guys soon. Peace.